Newsnight, still here with my guests in studio. We have the Deputy Party Leader, Democratic Action Party of Kenya, Ayub Savula, together with the Sec-Gen of Ford Kenya, Chris Wamalwa. And I'm seeing a lot of your messages. We can't go through all of them, but we will sample a few. Let's put up the tweets first. All right, this is what you're saying this evening via the hashtag Newsnight, SMS line 22422. Ephantus Mutiga ask Chris Wamalwa, what do they mean by claiming Musalia Mudavadi must be on the ballot as a presidential candidate? The Constitution does not allow William Ruto to become a running mate again. So how will this work? Okay, that's to you, Chris. Mark Botongore, you say, sometimes I hinted that the way to go towards and after August 9th is handshake style. It's the new normal. It's too early to pop the champagne bottle. Expect more deceit, surprises, and frustrations in equal measure. All right, Timothy Mahia, you say the earthquake was real. Lots of people are now talking about it while others feel uncomfortable. But DVD said he'll scatter them and gather them. Those words mean a lot. What else do we have? Joel Mutafai Jr., why is it that the unity of Western Kenya only arises during election period? Can't they have a similar direction, I guess, all the time? Gian Wahome, you say Chris Wamalwa should not downplay political miscalculation that Mudavadi and Wetangula have committed. He might be a casualty of this uncertain move. The Luhya people seem not to have endorsed this earthquake move. Okay, that's the view of one of our viewers. It's Kipleting, you say, our constitution guarantees us freedom of choice and association. Why are those in Azimio and Jubilee unhappy with ANC and Ford Kenya joining hands with UDA Kenya? Okay. Let me see. Chester Nyantika, Madividi has got the right to choose which political path to follow, but I'm afraid his latest stance won't bear fruit, will be akin to those of 2002 and 2012. But above all, nothing delights me like Natembea's candidature in Trans Nzoia. Okay, that's Chester's view. Chris Santos, you say, both Chris and Savula, why can't Western stand on its own courageously? So that's a question to the both of you. Alex Mayora, you say, I can understand why ANC and UDA are working together. At least they share some sort of economic agenda. But what does Ford Kenya bring to the table? I haven't heard of their economic policy. And Samuel, please ask Chris if they'll support the political party's bill, which is in Senate, or they still denied it since they are together. That's ANC and UDA. Okay. And via SMS here, someone is saying, remember, you can weigh in 22422. They don't leave a name, but they're saying, is it true that leaders in Western are known for something known as beho? I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. They are easily auctioned. And this viewer goes on to say, even the ones in studio could be ready for sale any minute now. And I want to give my guests a chance to respond. I think, Chris, you got a lot of your feedback, but I know we have a challenge with your microphone that we are trying to resolve. Ayub, let me give you the first take. You see some of the feedback there. I can give you a chance to respond. I'm happy with the feedback. 3/4 of them are supporting us. But I just wanted to respond to what Chris said about Mumia Sugar, Nzoia Sugar, before I can comment on this. Mumia Sugar landed in these problems and Nzoia Sugar when Ruto was agriculture minister. So there is no solution when he becomes a president to that. Secondly, the maize sector collapsed, and when the Committee of Agriculture, both the Senate and National Assembly, went to Eldoret, Chris, you can remember, they mentioned a senior government official, you said I should not mention them, who was importing maize from Congo to destabilize the price of maize in Kenya. On the issues that have been raised there, I can tell you the truth. Western can only come together through Azimio la Umoja, because we are supporting Raila for one term. And Raila said in Kwale clearly that I will not go for 2 terms. I'm going for 1 term. And I can tell you, Raila loves Musalia. He loves Musalia. He has always wished to work with Musalia. And the only route for a Luhya, even there's Prophet Masinde, said, Wami, Bararula Kunyanza, uongozi ya Western, the leadership of the Western people will come from the lake. And that is what is happening. Chris also said that Raila does not control the Luhyas. I want to tell you, when I stood in 2013, I got 17,600 votes. My number 2 ODM got 12,000.
400, a difference of 5,000. Musalia got 15,000. Raila got in Lugari 29,000 votes. In 2017, Raila got in Lugari 49,000 votes. I got 48,000, and my number 2, who was on ODM, got 6,000 votes. Generally, Kakamega County, Raila got out of 743,000 votes. These are figures in my head. Raila got 483, close to 500,000 votes. You cannot ignore Raila's wave in the Luhya community. And this time, he has told us he's running for the final time. We have said, let's give it to Baba. Then Baba, please, 2027, even if Musalia has made a mistake, if he comes back that time, we will forgive him. But for now, we are going to teach Musalia Wetangula a lesson, because they have become part of the Hustler movement, and the Hustler ideology does not synchronize with Musalia's ideology. Musalia campaigns on the platform of anti-corruption. Does Hustler's ideology synchronize with Musalia's ideology? We don't want our senior politicians like Wetangula and Mheshimiwa Musalia to be Mama Mboga and bodabodas of Western. We don't want them to be laughing stock.
And there's nothing wrong with anyone who carries out that business. Just for let me say that here publicly. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to respond to some of the issues that were raised. One, nobody has said anywhere that the deputy president is going to be deputize Musalia Mudavadi. Nobody has said that. You're referencing a question by one of our viewers. Yeah, that person needs to know that. Nobody has said that. These are people who are running for presidency, and they are together. Of course, they know there will be only one president at a time. And at an appropriate time, they look at each other and see whether it will be possible to come up with one. So the issue is about timing. Secondly, on the issue of Mumias, where my brother says that Mumias sugar collapsed because at that time the Minister for Agriculture was William Ruto. Himself, he has a matter in court of a scandal which he was involved on fake advertisement. So if it's working for the downfall of Mumias, the matter is in court, my friend here.
No any matter in court.
Yeah, pertaining that, it was there.
There is nothing.
It was in the public domain. So really,
that one when
it comes to that issue of Mumias, it has been in the report, it has been in the history, where my brother was arrested. I don't know.
I've never been arrested over Mumias Sugar Company.
Whatever the case, but there's that report.
Never.
You will be given a chance to respond. Just allow me to.
I'm not a broker, and I cannot mortgage the Luhya community.
Just allow me to finish, then you'll be given an opportunity to respond. Because we have the facts in the public domain, where my brother was involved in the scandalous deals with Mumias Sugar Company, notably advertisement. Maybe with given an opportunity, he can clarify that. So if it's for the working of the downfall of Mumias, my brother has contributed.
Okay.
And even one time when you were in so secondly, let me finish.
I'll give you a chance. I want him to specifically
No, there was an issue of political parties bill.
You'll continue. Let me just clarify.
Just clarify that briefly, please.
My brother,
on that specific allegation that's been made.
I've never done any advertisement with Mumias Sugar Company. I own a media house. I have no contract with Mumias Sugar. I've never been arrested over Mumias Sugar matters. I was a sugar distributor, and I'm still a sugar distributor. And I'm going to engage Mumias Sugar Company as a distributor when it opens. I'm currently distributing for Butali Sugar Company, but I'm not distributing for West Kenya. I'm distributing for Butali Sugar Company. Go to the records. I'm a sugar distributor, a businessman. I'm not party to the collapse of Mumias Sugar Company. Ruto was the Minister for Agriculture. Okay. I was in the private sector.
All right, and he's not yet to defend himself, so I will stop you on that note. Okay. Go ahead.
Secondly, there was an issue of the political parties bill. When the political parties bill was in the National Assembly, we supported it as a party. And why? It is because it is said that the shoe wearer knows where it pinches. When we were with ODM under NASA, even up to now, they have not given us the political parties fund. And this bill was coming in place to heal or to cure those political leaders that you go into an agreement, but they don't honor it. Because ODM, the big brother, when the political parties fund was being channeled through them, they are supposed to do onward to ANC, for the Kenya, and Wiper. Up to now, as we speak, ODM still owes us political parties funding. And because in Azimio, there are many other parties coming together, they could not trust the flag bearer. And that's why they said, let's put the law in place so that this law can be able to handle any mischievous activities that can likely to be there. And us as a party, because we've been cheated. And when we agreed in sharing power, and unfortunately Raila did not get power, but we had even those positions in Parliament. I was a victim. They removed me. Even him himself, my brother here, when you go to media houses, he came out protesting what ODM had done to him. So the issue is about trust. And when you look at the political parties bill, it actually brings a framework whereby political parties will be able to get that money from the register of political parties. And that's why we supported it. And when we came out in this new partnership, the rules of engagement, they'll have to change. We've talked to our colleagues, and at that particular time, many people have been saying, Deputy President said he does not accept parties. But recently, what did he say? That we welcome, we're working together with brothers from Ford Kenya and brothers from ANC. So what is there is sell your ideology, let's also sell our ideology. In the long run, it is the people of Kenya who are going to decide. So yes, I supported the political parties bill. But even at the Senate, we support. But there were some other clauses which were not very favorable. So I'm hoping and urging the Senate to look at that bill carefully. They should not just rubber stamp. Because in bicameral parliament, each party, each house is supposed to add value. So if there are amendments, they should propose amendments that will add value. And in case they're not going to concur with what National Assembly passed, obviously, then we'll go for mediation.
Gentlemen, I want to tie this up. A viewer here accusing Western Kenya leaders in totality of being used by others for money. Any response to that? Even Beho, you know, bribe.
So he just said that he was in Beho in State House. So he should want to respond.
I've said it. You see what happened.
I want you to respond to that, viewer. Go ahead.
Yeah, start.
I wanted to tell my brother Eugene before I respond to that.
I'm not Eugene, I'm
Chris. Chris, at least Uhuru Kenyatta, when they made the cabinet, when they shared the cabinet with William Samoei Ruto, he gave us a slot. He gave us Eugene. But look at the characters the deputy president gave on his side. They came from one tribe. So if you are talking of a matter of trust, Raila is better off when you're going to when you're talking about a matter of trust. We know ANC. I'm inside of ANC. ANC got their share of the political party funding. Wiper got their share of the political party funding. Ford Kenya could not get their share because they had a dispute in court. There are two splinter groups, the Wetangula group and the Wamunyinyi group. Now, when Wamunyinyi formed DAP, you can comfortably approach Raila and he'll give you money. And I was with him today, and he said he's willing to give Ford Kenya their money because the dispute has been resolved. So you cannot accuse somebody, say, this guy cannot be trusted. My friend,
now,
you have been operating at night with our enemies. You have been hiding under the valley. We are now on top of the mountain under DAP, and we'll tell Kenyans
operating at night, what? Political wheeler dealing?
Yeah, wheeler dealing. What they are saying about Mberumberu in Kuombaomba. They have been operating at night like that. Eh? They have been operating in valleys. And the truth came when the NDC, the people that have been operating with at night, attended now daytime their event. Now we have smoked them from the valleys, and we are on top of the mountain. We'll tell Kenyans and Luyas the truth.
Chris Wamalwa.
Now, as partners, initially in Oka, when we went for the NDC of Wiper, Raila Amolo Odinga was invited as their guest. When you've been invited, you don't have to question whoever has been invited. So when we went for ANC, it was the responsibility of ANC to invite whoever it feels was good at that time. And Musalia Mudavadi communicated that he has invited the deputy president. So you want to say the deputy president was the enemy?
Where did he communicate? Where? No, Kalonzo walked away. Kalonzo, this is a media house. These are facts. Kalonzo walked away.
Okay, you've made your point.
And Kalonzo said this is betrayal of that. How did he communicate?
Wamalwa, go ahead.
To me, there's nothing like betrayal. If you invite me, your daughter's wedding or your birthday, it is you to decide who to invite. When you went for the Wipers NDC, for your information, he never disclosed that he has invited Raila Amolo Odinga. In politics, there must be tolerance. But we tolerated, despite the fact that we are different political formations. So when you're going to somebody's birthday, you don't dictate. What they should have done, maybe if they were uncomfortable with him, they should have raised it with the person who invited them. But not the issue of walking out. And in any case, the deputy president, does he have a political leprosy that when people see him or whatever the case? You need to define, and you need also to clarify when you come and say they've been in darkness with enemies. So does it mean the deputy president has been your enemy? Maybe he was your enemy. He was not my enemy. He's the deputy president of this country. And he was elected by the Kenyans. You know, enemy, so secondly, enemy,
political enemy. You rivalry.
Okay.
Rivalry. No. If somebody is your rival,
is a political enemy.
If somebody is your rival, for heaven's sake, is not your enemy. And as we go to
Ruto is on record calling Musalia Mutia kumbe kumbe.
Okay. Yes. I am going to have to send. Please let him finish.
Yeah, let me speak. So now the same Mheshimiwa, some days back when we had a coup in Fort Kenya, which we knew the people who had sponsored it, he came and claimed that ODM approached him to give him money to host Musalia Mudavadi in ANC. You said it, and you've been always saying you are a son of a pastor. So can you clarify that?
But I said the truth because I'm not in ODM. I was approached to host Musalia, and I refused. I'm not in ODM, I'm in DAP. I'm not in ODM.
And DAP in Azimio. This is to tell you what kind of a person they are.
No, I'm
because he claimed it. He claimed it clearly. You know? So you can't come here, my brother. You preach this and you say this. The truth of the matter is we are speaking from different political formations. Kenyans are not stupid. The general election is just at the corner. Let every person sell their agenda, and the Kenyans will decide. They are not stupid. The Mulembe nation, we've been divided, and this division has been propagated by external forces. For instance, right now, as you see, when this other DAP came in, to us who come from Western region, we view this party as a party which has been sponsored by our enemies to come and divide the community for the sake of the strategy of divide and rule. But you are telling the people of Western, you've suffered enough. No roads. Mumias is gone. Nzoia is gone. Panpepa is gone. 2022, do not accept to be used. The people who go to State House from Beho, you've just claimed that. We are waiting to see when the president is going to act. And you want to see the budget estimates. And I'll sit with him. You know, many times my friend, because he said he's a businessman, he's rarely in parliament. But I'll make an effort. Because right now he's not even aware that we are doing the budget policy statement.
I know, budget policy statement is just read there. Me, I look at itemized budget. And mark you the government. The law is the government can spend money up to 3 months before you bring to parliament for approval.
You see, the budget policy statement, Wahiga, is a very critical document that gives priorities of the government.
Friend, today,
and it must have a correlation with the budget estimate.
We reopen today,
so my brother to come and claim otherwise,
Wahiga.
then he does not understand what a budget policy statement is.
Let me allow him to
we reopen today parliament, and once we reopen parliament today, it has no agenda. The House Business Committee has to sit to develop agenda. Don't lie to Kenyans.
You know,
let's wrap up on that note. Tell us about that.
Today, actually, we had parliamentary committees. And what we are looking at the budget policy statement from the government, if you don't know.
Yes, those are committee I attend.
He's not even aware that the House Business Committee today...
I don't attend
Are you aware that
it collapsed today? It collapsed today. And
do you know why?
They have reconvened. I don't know the reason, but I've gotten a message tomorrow.
Now, let me explain the reason.
I was not there. I was in State House.
Gentlemen.
I was in State House.
Explain to him, and then we wrap up this debate.
Yeah, now, today, actually, in line with our standing orders, when we go to a new session, you have to come up with the names of the House Business Committee.
Members.
The House Business Committee, it's a committee that is in charge of the day-to-day operations, the legislative agenda on the floor of the House. They are the ones who prioritize the bills, the motions, and all that. So when this list came in, some of us were not comfortable with the composition because some members who have come up with private bills, for instance. I've come up with so many private members' bills, but they don't see the light. A bill has gone through Parliament. It has stayed there for a year, 2 years plus. It is not moving. So this committee, you need to have to reflect the face of the political parties. And right now, we've had a lot of political realignments. And I had raised the matter with the Speaker so that we look at that particular list, the membership, so that we can have a membership that reflects the diversity of the House. For instance, the majority leader, the minority leader, the majority whip and the minority whip, they are automatic members. And as we in the House, you're aware, all these political divide sides, they belong on the one side of Azimio. And there are extra 7 members who come in. So we thought the Speaker should use that opportunity for purposes of being coming up with a committee that is not biased, that reflects the diversity of the House, so that you are assured of fair treatment of the legislative agenda that comes on the floor of the House. And when the question was put, it was lost. And in line with our standing orders, any motion that has a similar subject matter should not reappear until after
6 months.
6 months. So the issue is what the Speaker ruled. He can use his discretion, but now the majority leader and minority leader can maybe constitute a kamgunji with other members and be able to come up with a committee that is likely to be fair, to reflect the diversity of the House. There are some matters when they come on the floor of the House. We can go through consensus, and it can reduce the time of the debate. So once that representation is there, it's representative, then it will be fair to everybody.
And you were concerned that he
didn't know. You see,
Chris Wamalwa, is your coalition now open to your newly found coalition now open to partnerships with other parties, even though we know the Deputy President has been categorical that fold your party and join us? Could we see more parties joining?
To me, what the Deputy President said, that was last year. This is a new year. In politics and in strategy, a day is enough to change. And in yesterday, he said it, we are now ready for the new partnership of Ford Kenya and ANC. So whatever he said, things are now totally different. So as we come to the House, because we have a very short period to the general elections, and this time the budget policy statement came to Parliament earlier enough, because we must pass the budget
by March
before we go for the general elections. And towards general elections, majority of the members of Parliament will not have time to come to the floor. And we are likely to have challenges in terms of quorum. There are also some pieces of legislation, for example, the Elections Act Amendment Bill, which we need to look at, because this is a bill which is also going to help us as far as running the framework of running the elections as concerned.
And you will look at these laws now in line with this new coalition this new partnership?
Of course, the objective of every player is to ensure that the referee is going to be free, to ensure that we are going to have elections free and fair. And right now, IBC to operate, it needs us to pass the budget.
Savula, Sunday, implosion or earthquake?
Implosion.
As your parting shot.
Implosion on a wheelbarrow. And I will urge my brother, Chris Wamalwa. I know why he has gone to the side of UDA.
No.
He has some interest in Kitale there, and I'll not explain further than that. He's my brother. But in Parliament, actually, on this political parties amendment bill, we are on the same side. So if he supported the political parties amendment bill, and his new boss, Ruto, was opposed to it, it shows his heart is in Azimio, but the body is in UDA.
That bill was not for Azimio, for heaven's sake.
But the UDA weren't fighting in Parliament, but you are calm and you supported us.
No, the issue is this.
Facts, you supported us. And we thank you
I'm
so
one
much.
of the
We thank you so much.
Okay, these were parting shots. Chris, Sunday, implosion, political...
I'm one of the serious legislators in Parliament, and he knows that.
The wheelbarrow implosion...
So the issue is...
The wheelbarrow implosion has no effect. We are not going to Sugoi. We are going to the lake. We are not going to follow Highland Nilot. We are following a Lake Nilot, period.
What's your final word from you, Chris Wamalwa? 30 seconds.
You know, he mentioned something, my interest in Kitale. I'm running for the governor of Trans Nzoia. And Trans Nzoia is a cosmopolitan county. It is not for one tribe. is for all the Kenyans. And I have no doubt I'm going to be the next governor of that great county of Trans Nzoia.
Okay.
So when it comes to other issues, when you come and say...
And I'm the next governor of Kakamega, period.
My goodness. I think we're going to end it there before it gets any worse. The only matching affairs of my two guests this evening has been their red ties. Apart from that, they have seen different issues very differently. But certainly, we hope you've learned a few things about what's been happening on the political arena over the last few days, weeks, and even on Sunday at the Bomas of Kenya. Thank you so much to my guests. We've had Chris Wamalwa, MP Kiminini, Secretary General, Ford Kenya, and Ayub Savula, MP Lugari, Deputy Party Leader, newly minted Deputy Party Leader of the Democratic Action Party of Kenya. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for your time this evening. And to all of you who've tuned in, thank you. I've seen your messages, too many for us to read this evening. We're just going to have to leave it at that. But on behalf of the whole team that's made this broadcast possible, we say asante sana. Sign language interpreter this evening has been Wilson Mushora, who I think is resting at this moment. It's been a hectic time with the kind of debate we've had. Have a good night. Stay safe. We'll see you soon. Remember, we do this every Tuesday. Try to bring you up to speed with what's happening on the political arena. And it's getting hotter and hotter as we get closer to the elections. Thank you for having tuned in. My name is Wahiga Mwaura. Goodbye for now.